A very good evening, Zimbabwe. You are listening to Studio 7 from the Voice of America in Washington. This is Live Talk. I am Cape Stove.
And I'm Marvelous Mhlanganya, who are broadcasting from my home this Friday, September the 17th, 2021, due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Tonight on Live Talk, we are talking about COVID-19 riots and protests in USA, the displacement of people in some parts of Zimbabwe by mining companies, and other issues.
And in its latest report, the Ministry of Health says 9 people died of COVID-19 in Zimbabwe yesterday, while 285 tested positive for the coronavirus. According to the ministry, 4,560 people have succumbed to COVID-19 since March last year.
The ministry reports that during the same period, the country recorded 127,368 cases and 120,000 recoveries. There are currently almost 3,000 active cases of COVID-19 in Zimbabwe.
And the ministry also reports that more than 2.9 people have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and just over 2 million have their second dose.
In other news, Zimbabweans are expected to engage in anti-government protests in New York tomorrow over the country's failure to allow citizens living outside the country to vote in national elections.
In a related development, supporters of the former American President Donald Trump are expected to protest outside the Capitol Hill, calling for the release of their colleagues who were arrested following a violent riot at the same place in January this year, claiming electoral fraud.
In Zimbabwe, some opposition parties and independent organizations are crying foul over the government's failure to hold parliamentary and council by-elections. At the same time, the High Court has barred Tafasa Mukudi, the Provincial Development Coordinator for Harare, from deregistering NGOs that refuse to comply with his directive that they should register with his office in the province.
And in sports news, the state-controlled Herald newspaper reports that Sect Warriors coach Zidaroveki Jogaruski is expected to receive a US $90,000 handshake.
And churches in Zimbabwe say they will defy a government order to only allow vaccinated people to attend church sessions. Yebo kambe zilukanda balinjani lapho likhona endaweni zonke zomhlaba esijiyeneyo. Namhla ke ku-LiveTalk sikhuluma ngokujiyeneyo. So ke okokuqala esikhuluma ngakho i-COVID-19 ukuthi kambe ukuhamba njani kwele Zimbabwe. Siyabona ukuthi kulabantu abayi-9 ababulewe i-COVID-19 izolo. Kuthi abayi-285 ngabantu abahlolwe batholakala belomkhuhlane lo. Nxa sikhangela-ke okubikwa luhlangothi lwezempilakahle luthi sokulabantu 127,368 asebahlolwa batholakala bele-COVID-19, kwathi abayi-120,000 ngabantu asebaphepha kumkhuhlane we-COVID-19. Nxa sikhangela ababhubha kusukela nyakenye sebeyi-4,560. Luyabika njalo uhlangothi lolu ukuthi kulabantu 2,908,514 asebajova ijekiseni okokuqala, bese kusithi abayi-2,001,987 sebajovwa okwesibili. Bayatsho njalo ukuthi abantu abafika 2,800 ngabantu-ke okukhangelwa ukuthi kathesi yibo abalomkhuhlane we-COVID-19. Siyakhangela lokunye-ke okujiyeneyo, okunye kwakhona esiyakukhangela namhlanje yikhonokhu-ke ukuthi kwele Zimbabwe kulabantu lapha kwele Melika kulabantu abafuna ukutshengisela emgwaqweni lapha-ke ngabantu ababesekela owayengumongameli uDonald Trump. Kuzobuya labanye abadabuka eZimbabwe abatshengisela eNew York lakhonapha-ke eWashington besithi bekhonona ngokuthi kumele bevote ukhetho oluzayo. Kuzobuya nje lokunye-ke okuhlasela abantu kwele Zimbabwe. Siyabona ukuthi-ke bakhona abantu abathi kumele ukuthi bavote kwenziwe ukhetho lwama-by-elections. Singazi ukuthi luyayenziwa kumbe hatshi, kodwa kukhanya ibandla elibusayo lidonsela khatshana ngokhetho lolu. Bese kusithi-ke emthethwandaba-ke kwethulwe ngumantshi lapho ukuthi kumele uTafasa Mkhuthi engangeneli kulokhu ukuthi ama-non-governmental organization kumbe inhlanganiso ezizimele zodwa zibhalisele kuye ukuthi zisebenza njani. Kuzobuya-ke udaba lweze-sports khonapho-ke kwezemidlalo. Siyawazi ukuthi-ke ucoach uZradova Jogarusic usanda ukuxotshwa-ke izifa, kodwa imnike US dollars 90,000 ukuthi hayi baba ayihamba kuhle ndoda. Bese kubuya-ke abantu abangamakholwa bathi lokhu kulandelela ukuthi uhulumende uthini ngokuthi kube ngabantu bodwa abahlatshiweyo ukuthi bangaya enkonzweni bathi akulunganga khonokho kunjalo Marvelous.
Aiwa, kune avo vachangobva kupinda muchirongwa chedu cheLiveTalk nhasi semusi wechishanu September 17, 2021. Tiri kutarisa isu nyaya yedenda rechirwere cheCovid-19. Tichitarisa zvakare zviri kuitika munyika pari zvino panyaya dzezvematongerwo enyika. Asi tombotanga panyaya yedenda rechirwere cheCovid-19. Bazi rezveutano rinozivisa iro kuti kubva muna Machi gore rapfuura, Zimbabwe pari zvino ine vanhu vanosvika ivo 127,368 vakawanikwa vachibatwa nedenda iri reCovid-19. Tozotarisa kuti pane vanhu vanosvika ivo 120,000 vakabatwa nedenda iri reCovid-19 vakawanikwa ivo vachiri kunda. Tatarisa zvakare kune avo vari kurarama nedenda reCovid-19 pari zvino, bazi rezveutano rinoti vasvika ivo pa3,000. Uyezve bazi rezveutano rinotaura iro kuti pane vanhu vawanikwa ivo vachibayiwa nhomba dzeCovid-19 dzekutanga vanosvika ivo vanodaudzira 2.9 miliyoni. Uyezve tichitarisa avo vabayiwa nhomba dzese pari zvino vanosvika ivo 2 miliyoni. Saka vanhu 2 miliyoni pari zvino vawanikwa ivo vachibayiwa nhomba dzese dzeCovid-19. Tombotarisa zvakare zviri kuitika imo muno muAmerica mangwana pachange paine ipo kuratidzira kwezvizvarwa zveZimbabwe vachitungamirirwa nebato reMDC Alliance kunze kwemusangano weUNGA, United Nations General Assembly, vachiti ivo vari kuda kuti zvizvarwa zveZimbabwe zviri kubva kunze, zvinogara kunze kwenyika, zviwane mukana wekuvhota. Totarisawo kune rimwe divi, ZANU-PF iri kuti inenge iriko zvakare vachiratidzira ivo vachiratidzira kuti vari kufara nemabasa ari kuitwa ivo nemutungamiri wenyika vaEmmerson Mnangagwa. Vari kuti ivo vachange vaine vamwe vavanodyidzana navo vemuno muAmerica vesangano reDecember 12th Movement vachange vari kubatana navo imomo muNew York kuunga zvakare ikoko vachiratidza kuti vari kufara nemabasa ari kubatwa nemutungamiri wenyika. Tutarisawo kuti imo muno muWashington matigere pari zvino tiri kuona kuti muchange zvakare muine kuratidzira kuchange kuri kuitwa nevatsigiri vevaimbova mutungamiri wenyika yeAmerica vaDonald Trump, avo munoziya kuti vakange vari kutaura ivo kuti sarudzo dzemuno dzakabirirwa. Uyezve tikaona kuti vamwe vakawanikwa ivo vachiratidzira munguva iyoyi vakawanikwawo vachisungwa. Saka ava vari kuratidzira mangwana vari kuti ivo vari kuda kuti vanhu vakawanikwa vachiratidzira musure mesarudzo yakaitwa muno vawanikwe ivo vachiregeredzwa. Saka ndo zvimwe zvichange zviri kuitika ipapo. Uyezve imwe nyaya yatiri kunzwa ichangobva kubva munewspaper reHerald riri kutaura iro kuti munyaya dzezvemitambo vaimbova mutungamiri wechikwata chemaWarriors avo vatiri kuona kuti vakadzingwa iro svondo rino vachawanikwa ivo vachipiwa mari yekuti vaende pamudhlandigere mushure mekudzingwa kwavo inosvika iyo US 90,000 nebasa ravakabata vari kuzifa. Saka tichange tiine gango ipo pano tichitaura pamusoro pezvematongerwo enyika nezvimwe zviri kuitika pasi rose nemunyika yeZimbabwe.
Yes, Marvelous. Let's start with what was said by Tichaona Mahachi, who is the Mashonaland West Provincial Mental Health Officer. He says about 684 nurses and doctors in Mashonaland West have developed mental health problems due to stressful COVID-19 working conditions. 7 health workers have succumbed to COVID-19 in the province, according to Mahachi. So let's hear what he's saying about this kind of development.
Currently, I think around 7 people have died of COVID-19 as healthcare workers, and over 683 have also been affected by COVID-19. These people have been affected, some from anxiety problems. Stress itself was a major thing. Imagine waking up tomorrow and hearing that your colleague that was on duty with you is dead. How do you respond? They also suffered a lot of stress and stress-related issues. So we are running through workshops as we speak right now. We have done what we call PFA trainings with aid from UNICEF. I have trained health workers and also non-health workers. The first training of PFA trained around 245 people in Marsh West. And we trained also police people from different units, prisons, the judiciary here, on psychological first aid management, that's the PFA. It means psychological first aid management, where you need to respond psychologically to the issues to do with COVID-19, whether you're infected or affected in January. Then, currently we are running an MPHSS, Mental Health Social Support Training in the province. And we started with sensitizing the provincial office of about 30 people. And we trained also our district executives, trained 27 cadres. We went to a cascading or a rollout plan where we trained 2 districts, Ziba and Makonde, 25 each, that's 50. And I'm in the process of training the other 2 more districts, Urungu and Kariba. That's another 50 people coming on mental health sexual support system trainings. These are also to aid their abilities to deal with these problems in personal capacity and also assist others.
There you are, marvelous. That is Dr. Tichaona Mahachi, the Mashonaland West Provincial Mental Health Officer. So he was talking about, some of the challenges that are faced by health officials in the province. So it seems as if there's a lot that people are going through, especially when it comes to mental health. So you may chip in there, marvelous.
Apo tiri kunzwa kubva kuna chiremba vari kutaura ivo vari kuChinoi vanomirira dunhu reChinoi vachitaura ivo kuti zvizhinji zvanga zviri kutarisana navana mukoti panguva ino yeCovid-19 mudunhu reMashonaland West, zvekuti vamwe vavo vanga vakutowanikwa ivo vachizopiwa rubatsiro rwekuti vasawanikwe ivo vachidzamisa pfungwa panguva ino yeCovid-19, nekuti pane vazhinji zvakare vana mukoti nevanoshanda imomo muzvipatara vakawanikwa vachishaya kubva kudenda reCovid-19. Izvo zvakazoita kuti vamwe vawanikwawo vachidzamisa pfungwa yavanoti ivo mental health.
Yes, simzwile lapha ke khuluma udokotela Tichaona Mahachi weMashonaland West Provincial Mental Health Officer. Esithi ke kulabo nurse labodokotela abafika 684 eMashonaland West asebelo mkhuhlane wengqondo. Uthi lokhu kwenziwa yi-COVID-19 lokuthi basebenza nzima okunye okumangalisayo. So ukuthi ke sokulabantu abayi7 abezempilakahle asebabhubhayo. So ukhanya ngazani lokho ke kuyahlupha kakhulu. And then we've got Reverend Jacob Mufukidze of the Faith Ministry Church. So here Marvelous is talking about some of the challenges that people are facing in terms of going to church and so forth. So there's some churches that are saying they are going to defy a government order for only vaccinated people to attend some of these kind of church sessions. Let's hear what he says about some of these things.
Saka tine ma-structures o zvakagadzwa munyika yedu zvinotitungamira pakuita zvinhu. Saka pari kubvunzwa kunzi tikuteerera koti here kana kuteerera hurumende. Isu sekereke tinoteerera hurumende nekuti painopa ma-proclamations kana kuti painopa zviziviso ndizvo zvatinotevera. Ndinotenda kuti nyaya iri kurifeya kunyaya yakaitika svondo rapera. Mukatarisa nyaya yakaenda kukoti ine vanhu vakaiendesa kukoti, handina kuona pakakotwa chechi kana motherboard yakaenda kukoti. Ndinogona kuti tina kuona zvakanaka ipapo. Asi sekereke tinoteerera hurumende. So pakaitwa announcement pakabva pataurwa zvakataurwa. Saka isu zvatinoita ndezvekuti kana announcement yaitwa tinotsvagawo zvakare vanoenforsa mutemo, tionerane kuti announcement zvayaitwa kana zvabuda statutory instrument tiri kuinterpreta zvakafanana here. So semuno muChinoi musi wechishanu ndakanonawo dispo vanhu vanotungamira mapurisa muguta redu mudunhu redu, tikaonesana kuti aiyo pari kunzi vanhu vanokwanisa kuya kuchechi vanhu 100 zvichidzika pasina ma-strings attached. So ndo mashandiro atinoita sekereke.
There you are, marvelous. That is Jacob Mafukidze of the Faith Ministry Church. So go ahead.
Point of correction there. He was actually saying that they are going to defy a court order because somebody had taken the court, the matter to court to say that church members should be allowed to go to church without vaccinations. They are actually going to adhere to what the government is saying. Is that what he's saying? He's saying that they're going to listen to the government, which is saying that you can only have 100 people, those that are vaccinated, to come to church.
Yes, marvelous. Let's go to into other issues as well. So there are going to be protests this weekend in USA, the Capitol Hill and other places. So we spoke to Dan Moyo, who is a political commentator based in USA. Let's hear what he says about some of these protests that are going to take place.
Zimbabweans are gathering in their thousands in New York on the sidelines of the United Nations to demonstrate and demand a diaspora vote, which is a vote that is allowed by the Zimbabwean Constitution, that all Zimbabweans have the right to vote. So we are saying, as Zimbabweans who are in the diaspora, that it is our inalienable right to exercise, to vote, and therefore we're demanding that vote come 2023. We know that we met before with President Idi Mnangagwa when he was in New York, when he attended the United Nations, with a discussion around the diaspora vote, of which he made a solemn promise that in the next elections, the Zimbabweans in the diaspora will be allowed to vote. As we are nearing that election, we want to see action. We want to see our people being registered. And therefore, it is imperative that as Zimbabweans, we stand up and demand that right.
But according to the Zimbabwean government, the voting process in Zimbabwe is based on wards and constituencies. So now there's need for some change of some electoral laws. So how is that going to be done and while you are demanding the diaspora vote?
Yes, indeed. There is a need for the Electoral Act to be amended so that it can be aligned with the Constitution. The Constitution of Zimbabwe allows for the diaspora vote, but the Electoral Act in its current state that you just mentioned does not have room for the diaspora vote. So we are saying that the Electoral Act needs to be changed so that it is aligned to the Constitution and therefore will give the rights to Zimbabweans to vote.
Yes, there we are, marvelous. Dan Moyo is talking about the right to vote. Zimbabweans are making these demands. They want to vote, in national elections. So we don't know how possible that is going to be, but they're going to stage some protests.
Apo tanga tiri kunzwa kubva kuna vaDan Moyo vari kutaura ivo panyaya yekuti zvizvarwa zveZimbabwe mangwana zvichange zviri kumira zvichiwanikwa zvichiratidzira vari muNew York pamusangano uri kukokerwa nebato reNBC Alliance yava Nelson Chamisa, asi uchange uri kupindwa nevamwe vanhu vanobva kumakereke nekune dzimwe nzvimbo vachiti ivo havasi kufara pamusoro pekuti zvizvarwa zveZimbabwe zviri pasi rose pari zvino hazvisati zvakakwanisa kunge zvichizokwanisa kuenda kunovhota munyika dzavanogara.
Yes, we also have the Ndebele version of the same interview. Let's listen to what Mr. Moyo is saying in terms of, protesting and all these kind of things that it defines as democratic rights. So we know that many Zimbabweans live in USA, and some of them will go and stage these protests, but there are others who are not going to do it because of they are, they support different parties. So here you are. Sibona ngani liyatshengisela eNew York akusitshele ngamafutshane ukuthi liyalisenzani kusasa.
Well, kusasa ngomgqibelo mhla ka-18 September siyatshengisela eNew York on the sidelines of the United Nations lapho abahlangana khona okuhlangana khona inkokheli zamazwe wonke jikelele zikhuluma ngezinto zomhlaba. Thina siyabe silapho ke sikhankasa sitshengisela ukuthi sifuna i-diaspora vote. I-diaspora vote lilungelo lethu njengamaZimbabwean. I-Constitution yethu eka 2013 iyayivumela i-diaspora vote. ngakho-ke thina sithi kuhulumende isikhathi sesifikile esukuthi sibone i-action yokuthi abantu bethu bayaqala ukurejista belungiselela ukuthi bavote ngo-2023. Lilungelo lethu leli and njalo siyalimela.
Kodwa siyabona-ke uhulumende weZimbabwe uthi kumele kuguqulwe imithetho njengoba-ke nxa kuvotwa kuma-ward kuvotwa njalo kuma-constituencies. So ubona ngani kuya ngaphi konke lokho elikwenzayo?
Uhulumende u-right ngoba okumele kwenzakala ukuthi kumele kube le electoral reform, which ukuthi electoral act eyeZimbabwe kumele itshintshwe ukuthi ihambisane le constitution. I-constitution ithi abantu bonke abayizizalwane zeZimbabwe balemvumo yokuvota. I-electoral act yona yiyona esuka ikhulume ngezinto ze-constitution based constituency based voting. So thina sithi i-electoral act le sokumele itshintshe ukwenzela ukuthi ihambelane le constitution yethu evumela abantu bonke ukuthi bavote.
Kodwa ubona ngani kungenzakala yini konke khonokho-ke Baba Moyo, kumbe liyazama nje?
Well, silethemba ukuthi kuzoyenzakala ngoba okokuqala uhulumende weZimbabwe uzama ngawo wonke amandla akhe ukuthi athole i-recognition internationally. And enye yezinto ezikhangelwa ngama-international nations yiyona leyo ukuthi amalungelo abantu ayalandelwa yini. Leli lilungelo labantu baseZimbabwe abaningi abangaphandle, not ngokuthanda kwabo kodwa ababaleka bebalekela isimo seZimbabwe. So ukwenzela ukuthi iZimbabwe itshengisele ukuthi izimisele ukuthi ihlangane lamanye amazwe, kumele layo itshengise ukuthi izimisele ukuthi ilandele imithetho yayo, especially imithetho yayo eku-constitution. And futhi okunye thina njengamaZimbabwe nangaphandle yithina esithumela izimali eziningi kakhulu. This year alone kukhangelelwe ukuthi sizothumela almost 5 billion ama-remittances esiwathumela kuzihlobo zethu eZimbabwe. Imali le yiyo ebambe engingathi yiyo ebambe umkhonomi weZimbabwe ngoba siletha i-foreign currency njalo futhi senza ukuthi kube le-expenditure kube lokuthengiselana izinto eZimbabwe ukuthi i-economy iqhubeke. So abantu laba abangaphandle kuqakathekile ukuthi banikezwe igunya labo lokuthi bavote ukwenzela ukuthi laphona futhi uma befuna ukuyi-investa eZimbabwe ba-investe bekhululekile bekwazi ukuthi inkokheli ezilapho zinkokheli labo abazikhethayo ngokwabo.
Sawubona kakhulu-ke Baba Moyo, wathina kusasa.
Hayi kulungile mfowethu.
Yes, marvelous. That is Mr. Den Moyo. He is here in USA. He was talking about the protests tomorrow. He says they're definitely going to do it. This happens every time when there's the United Nations General Assembly in New York.
Tanga tichinzwa zvakare kubva kuna vaDen Moyo vachitaura pamusoro pezvichange zviri kuitika kuNew York.
Yes, I think we've got our second guest, and that is Tawanda Dzokora. Go ahead, Marvelous.
VaDzokora tanga tiri kunzwapo kubva kuna vaDen Moyo vachitaura pamusoro penyaya yekuratidzira kuchange kuri kuNew York. Imi mungatitaurira kuti sebato reMDC Alliance sei mafunga kuti muwanikwe muchiratidzira?
Tinotenda Tete Marvelous makadi muri yeZimbabwe yakateerera. Kutaura kuri kuita vaDen Moyo kuri kuratidza chinhu chimwe chete kuti vana veZimbabwe iko zvino vazvipira kuti vabatane vaite chinhu chimwe chete, tirwire kodzero dzedu. Sekuno kudiaspora tiri kurwira kodzero yedu yekuti tikwanise kunge tichivhota. Saka takati isu ngatibatanei sevana veZimbabwe, timbosiya zvemapato, timbosiya zvekuti uyu ndewekwangana kana kuti ndewekwani, tibatane tirwise udzvanyiriri huripo, kudzvanyirirwa kwatiri kuitwa sevana veZimbabwe, kuti tinoziva isu kuti nyika yakarwirwa kuti vanhu vese vakwanise kuwana kodzero yekuvhota, asi isati kuiwaniswa. Sei zvichidaro? Ende kuti isusu tikwanise kuzoti tiwane kodzero iyoyo, zvakakosha kuti tibatane, titaurire nyika dzose neUnited Nations inotarisa nyika dzose kuti izive kuti ndo zviri kuitika kuZimbabwe, vana veZimbabwe vari kudzvanyirirwa. Ndosaka tiri kukoka vana vese vemuzimbabwe vari muamerica vari mucanada kuti uyai tisangane kuunited nations mangwana 18 september kubva panguva dza10 mangwanani kusvika panguva dza3 masikati tinenge tichiratidzira ipapo. Hazvisi kuperera ipapo pakuratidzira chete, tichatsvaga maloya magweta edu anenge achifambisa nyaya dzedu kuzimbabwe ikoko. Munoziva semusangano wedu weMDC tine gwaro ratakatoburitsa rinoratidza.
I think we are having a little bit of a challenge there. Maybe he's back again. Let's check him out. Togora, go ahead.
So, okay, thank you. Ndanga tichiti isu sevanhu veMDC Alliance munoziva kuti tine gwaro redu ratakaburitsa ratikaendesa kuparliament tikarishambadza kuvanhu vose tichitsanangura kuti zvinofamba sei kuti Zimbabwe izowana rusununguko uye kuti vana vose veZimbabwe vawane ugaro hwakanaka, vawane kodzero dzavo dzakanaka. Gwaro iroro ticharamba tichirishandisa muparliament nekumakotsi kwatinenge tichienda. Saka iyi nyaya yaticharwira kurwira kusvika tawana kodzero yedu.
Thank you very much, and hold on there while we're still trying to get a ZANU-PF representative. I think he has been having some slight challenges with logging in, so maybe he's going to log in within the next few minutes. So let's turn to another issue here, Marvelous, where we know that supporters of former President Donald Trump are going to be protesting tomorrow. So we know at the Capitol Hill, there's a fence that has been erected around that Augusta House. So what's going on? Did you go there, and how did you assess the situation?
Because I live right near the U.S. Capitol, I actually go and check it out before I sleep today to just see what is going on. Because normally, actually, they do block. I remember from the last protest that that was done here, I could actually see some people walking just down the street where I live because I'm so close to the Capitol. So I will go down and just see what is going on. But usually they block some of the entrances, judging from what we saw happening last time, where we also saw some people losing their lives, especially by the U.S. Capitol. So I will take a walk down, but I think, I have to err on the side of caution on this one, because if they are protesting tomorrow, it means today those protesters are already in Washington, D.C.
So we know that some of them were arrested, and these people are demanding their release, right? Now they're calling them political prisoners, all those kind of things.
Very interesting indeed, yes.
Yes, let's listen to this interview that I did with Dan Moyo about the situation at the Capitol Hill and what is likely going to happen tomorrow. Sibona ngani liyatshengisela eNew York akusitshele ngamafutshane ukuthi liyalisenzani kusasa.
Well, kusasa ngomgqibelo mhla ka-18 September siyatshengisela eNew York on the sidelines of the United Nations lapho abahlangana khona okuhlangana khona inkokheli zamazwe wonke jikelele zikhuluma ngezinto zomhlaba. Thina siyabe silapho ke sikhankasa sitshengisela ukuthi sifuna.
Yes, we thought maybe we're bringing the right video. Let's bring in the correct video. Just hold on 1 second, it will be there. So here it comes.
Well, like we always say, it is everyone's right legally to protest anywhere as allowed by the USA Constitution. The same Constitution, the same rules apply to even Zimbabweans. Our Constitution allows people to demonstrate against the government, against any issues that they find are either unfair to them or are unconstitutional, or if they are advocating for a certain cause. So it is allowed. Let them congregate as long as they are doing it peacefully and in an orderly manner, where there is no violence, there is no intimidation of other people. If they stick to the boundaries that they are designed to and they don't damage properties, then it's allowed. They can go ahead and protest.
In your own opinion, why do you think these people are actually protesting?
Well, the main reason is simple because these are Trump supporters who have failed to reconcile with the fact that Donald Trump is no longer the president, who have failed to reconcile with the fact that Donald Trump lost the elections to Joe Biden in 2020. They want to try and rewrite history by spreading a lie that the 2020 elections were rigged, that Joe Biden should not be the president, and they believe strongly that Trump should still be the president. So they are going out there to express their views. The second thing they say they are protesting against is in solidarity with their colleagues who were arrested for the January 6th demonstration, which turned out violent as they invaded the Congress. So we've seen quite a few of those people have been arrested. Some are pending court cases for their participation in that rally. So these individuals who are demonstrating tomorrow in Washington, D.C. are saying that they are doing that in support of their fellow countrymen who have been locked up for having participated in the January 6th insurrection.
That is Mr. Tenmoyo. He's talking about what is going to happen here in USA tomorrow outside Capitol Hill. Marvelous.
Aiwa, apo tanga tiri kunzwa zvakare kubva kuna vaDenmoyo vachipawo pfungwa dzavo pamusoro pezviri kutarisirwa kuitika imo muno muguta reWashington DC kumuzinda weUS Capitol mangwana, apo kuri kunzi kuchange kuine vatsigiri vevaimbova mutungamiri wenyika yeAmerica vaDonald Trump vachange vari kuratidzira vachiti ivo vari kuda kuti vaone avo vakasungwa mushure mekuratidzira munguva yapfuura vachiregeredzwa. Gibbs also just spoke to Mr. Regis Charumbira. He's saying that he'll be logging on from ZANU-PF. He says he'll be logging on in a few minutes.
Yes, let's go back to Mr. Tenmoyo and then we try to get our guests on board. So here's Tenmoyo again. Yeah, Baba Moyo, akusitshela ukuthi sizwa kuthiwa ke kusasa lapha ke Washington DC kwabe kulokutshengisela kwabantu abasekela umongameli uDonald Trump. Bathi ke bafuna labo abantu abavalelwayo asebesithi ngama-political prisoners ukuthi bakhululwe.
Yeah, I think lilungelo labo ukuthi batshengisele ngoba i-constitution yalapha eAmerica even ile yaseZimbabwe iyavumela ukuthi abantu batshengisele against uhulumende or against izinto abangavumelani lazo. So thina sithi hayi lilungelo labo ukuthi batshengisele as long as bezokwenza peacefully bengekho violent. Kungafani lalokho esakubona kusenzakala ngozibandlela 6 January 6 lapha ababezama ukuthumba khona iCongress. Lokho angiboni ukuthi kuzovunyelwa. Sizwile njalo ukuthi i-District of Columbia i-Washington DC isicele amapolisa asecele ukuthi i-National Guard ibe khona bayi-activateile ukwenzela ukuthi laba abafuna ukuthi benze udlame bangakwanisi ukwenza lokhu bacheche bakuvalise masinyane.
Yeah, so ke kuyini okwenza ukuthi abantu laba bakwenze khonokho?
Well, siyazi ukuthi abantu laba balandela amanga abatshelwa nguTrump ukuthi yena waqilibezelwa kukhetho luka 2020. Lamanga siwabona elokhu eqhubeka esiya phambili, sawabona uTrump ewatsho kurally ayenza khona ngoJanuary 6 lapho abakhuthaza khona ukuthi mabaye eCongress ukuthi bayozama ukustopa iprocess eyokuconfirma uJoe Biden njengopresident. Sabona kwehluleka lokhu noma nje bakwanisa ukuthumba bangena eCongress kodwa bahluleka ukuthi bastope ukuconfirma kukaJoe Biden njengopresident. So abantu laba ngabantu abangafuni ukuvuma iqiniso lokuthi uTrump wadliwa ngo-2020. Ngakho ke bazimisela ukuthi baqhubeke lokho bekhankasa betshengisela ukuthi mhlawumbe bangathola isupport, bathola indlela zokuthi bangatshintsha ukhetho luka 2020.
Siyawazi ukuthi ngeke kwenzakala konke lokho.
Angeke kwenzeke ngoba sokwadlula lokhu uBiden ukuconfirma uTrump uswaphuma eWhite House sesilo hulumende omutsha okhokhelwa nguJoe Biden.
Pho manje bakwenzelani?
Well, bakwenzela khona lokhu ukuthi njengoba abanye babo babotshwa laba abathumba iCongress ngo-January 6, abanengi bakhona amacala abalokhu ethoniswa, abanye basemajele. So bona bathi batshengisela in solidarity labanye babo laba ababotshwayo for isenzakalo sikamhla January 6.
Kuyiwa phambili ubona ngazani bezaqhubeka bekwenza yini?
Well, kuzodependa ngokuthi bazobe baningi kanganani kusasa eWashington DC. Kodwa sibona even iRepublican Party okuyiyona eyayimelwa nguDonald Trump, abakhokheli bakhona abase Congress ngongathi abayisupporti le ndaba yalokhu kutshengisela okuzenziwa kusasa. So ngibona if kungaswela isupport especially evela kwabaphezulu amanye ama-Republicans, ngibona into ezomane idlule, ayisoze ibe yinto ezenzeka engathi singayifananisa lama-protest la ayisenziwa i-Black Lives Matter.
That is Mr. Tenmoyo there. Marvelous. I think we've got Mr. Charumbira now. So we can maybe discuss some of these issues related to USA and others. So let me try to bring him and so that we can discuss this issue. Just 1 second, you'll be in. I think he has been cut off, he has been cut off. So we still try to get him. Go ahead.
Aiwapo tanga tiri kunzwa vaDenmoyo zvakare vachitaura ivo pamusoro penyaya yekuratidzira kuchange kuri imo muno muguta reWashington DC, apo vatsigiri vavaDonald Trump vaimbova mutungamiri wenyika yeAmerica vachawanikwa vari muguta remuno muWashington DC. Gibbs, I'm not sure if we still have Mr. Tawanda Jokora of the MDC Alliance.
Yes.
If you could bring him up, Mr. Jokora. So what's the importance of you protesting at the United Nations when President Emerson Mnangagwa will not be there physically?
Thank you very much. A good question that has been asked by a number of people, but the answer has always been obvious because when we demonstrate, when we protest, it has never been about an individual. It has never about Emerson Mnangagwa. We are not fighting Emerson Mnangagwa alone. We are fighting the system that ZANU-PF has created. So whether Emerson Mnangagwa is not there or not, those demonstrations are still to be done. And that's why he will be there, whether he's there or not. And it's surprising that the people that are raising that question are actually from ZANU-PF. They are saying, why are they demonstrating when Emerson Mnangagwa is not there? But ZANU-PF will also be there demonstrating. So why are they there? We all know that when they come there to protest against Zimbabweans that will be protesting. I don't understand that kind of logic that a party can hire people, they can hire people that would protest on their behalf, because we know that there will not be many ZANU-PF supporters there. There will be a few ZANU-PF supporters because ZANU-PF does only have a few supporters here in the diaspora. Most of the people are from the December 12 movement who are Americans, for that matter. If it was the MDC Alliance that was having people who are of American origin, demonstrating on a Zimbabwean issue, it will be a headline news. It will be said the MDC is now, using their puppets in America. But now this is ZANU-PF that is being helped by Americans that have nothing to do with the Zimbabwean situation. And they do that because they don't have enough people who have guts to go to the United Nations and demonstrate. So they hire some people to do that. But anyway, we'll be there, whether they are there or not, whether Emerson Mnangagwa is there or not. We continue to call upon all Zimbabweans from all walks of life across the political divide to make sure that they come to the United Nations tomorrow, 18 September, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Zvakakosha sei kuti munge muri kuUnited Nations uko muchiratidzira tichiona kuti vaMnangagwa vanenge vasipo vachange vari padandemutande?
Ndo zvinofanira kuita vana vese vari muZimbabwe kana tiri kuno kudiaspora tisu ana Nehemaya veZimbabwe. Tisu tinofanira kutarira nekutaura zviri kuitika kuZimbabwe, chokwadi chezviri kuitika kuZimbabwe. Tinozviziva tese kuti vana vemuZimbabwe havana kodzero yekupinda mumugwagwa vachiratidzira. Pavanongopinda kuratidzira chete vanorohwa, vanosungwa, vanobhinywa. Zvese zvinoitika muZimbabwe. Saka isu kuno tine kodzero yekuratidzira. Tisu tine kodzero nguva yekuti titaurire nyika dzose kuti izvi ndo zviri kuitika kuZimbabwe. Kuna vaMnangagwa vari kutaura kuti munhu akasununguka, he is a democrat. Asi tiri kuona tese kuti matongero avari kuita nyika, nemarovero ari kuita vanhu, nemasungiro avari kuita vanhu, nekupondwa kuri kuitwa vanhu muZimbabwe akuratidze izvozvo nekudzvanyirira kodzero dzevanhu, zvikuru sei dzedu isu vari kuno kudiaspora vavanorambidza kuvhota. Tisu tinokwanisa kutotaurira pamusoro peZimbabwe tiri kuno kuti nyika dzese dzizive kuti ndo zviri kuitika muZimbabwe izvi. Saka zvakakosha kuti mwana wese weZimbabwe auye azotaurira avo vari kuZimbabwe vasingakwanise kutaura. Tisu vatauriri vavo, tisu vamiriri vavo, tisu maambassador evanhu vari kudzvanyirirwa kumusha kuZimbabwe.
Yes, hold on there, Mr. Tawanda Tsokora. We're still looking for Mr. Regis Vusango of ZANU-PF. We invited him to join the show, and
we can call him on his phone if you're able to do that from over there.
Yeah, can you try to call him from that side? Let's see what happens. But in the meantime, while you are calling him, we will switch over to something else. So we know that Zimbabweans still remember the bearers' checks. You know, you still remember the bearers' checks of the around 2000 up to 2008. There is an artist in Zimbabwe who has actually found value in those kind of notes. So the bearers' checks are actually giving him some kind of art, and the name of the artist is Prudence Chimutuwa, who is using Zimbabwe's multi-billion-dollar banknotes, a legacy of hyperinflation more than a decade ago, to create portraits that she hopes will help people recover from the trauma of the past. Let's hear this report from David Doyle.
It might sound like a lot of money, but for many Zimbabweans, the country's old multi-million and multi-billion-dollar banknotes are a reminder of an economy brought to collapse. A time when they lost everything. Prudence Chimutuwa, however, has found artistic value in Zimbabwe's hyperinflationary legacy. At her studio in the capital Harare, she incorporates the discarded cash into portraits.
A lot of people, when they see these the old banknotes, their reaction most of the time is most people get angry, because a lot of people lost a lot of things, and some other people even lost lots of money, because you could just wake up and boom, the $1 million you had in your account is no longer functional.
Over a decade ago, rampant money printing under the late Robert Mugabe obliterated the currency. Hyperinflation resulted in the release of a 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollar note. Savings were wiped out and millions of people pushed into poverty. Zim dollars were abandoned in 2009, and most ended up in the trash. But Chimutuwa deploys them in her portrayals of the daily lives of women. $50 billion notes become a calabash, $500 million a woman's face mask. The artist hopes her work will help people recover from the trauma of that time.
So for me, I'm trying to bring that element whereby I'm like sort of celebrating for people to see the beauty of these old banknotes. So when someone looks at this artwork, they go like, wow. And then they forget that the pain this thing has caused them.
Chimutuwa's portraits are on display at the National Gallery of Zimbabwe. It's running a month-long exhibition in a bid to raise awareness amongst the public on issues surrounding the so-called new normal, such as masks and social distancing.
There you are marvelous. She's a very crafty person, she's using those billion-dollar notes to, artistically come with something great there, right?
Yes, and I like the fact that she's targeting promoting women. Very interesting indeed. Po tiri kuona uyezve tichinzwa mumwe mudzimai ari kuita iye basa rekushandisa mari dzekare dzemaberas cheki dzekumamiriyoni dziya dzakawanikwa vanhu vachirasikirwa nemari dzavo mumabhanga uyezve nekudzimba apo dzakanga shaya value ari kushandisa kuita zvatingati zveart. I think we have Mr. Charumbira. Let me see. I think he's traveling somewhere, so let's take him quickly. Hello, Vacharumbira.
Yeah,
It's okay. Mungotaura muchidimbo kuti tinoona kuti imi muchange muri ku New York mangwana. Muri kufambira chii? Sezano PF. I don't know, Gibbs.
Well, we can hear him. Yeah, okay. Let him log in. Yeah, okay.
He's saying that he's going to try and log in.
Yeah.
So today we are actually having network issues, like what we've seen happening back home in Zimbabwe. But there was Mr. Regis Charumbira of ZANU-PF. He's going to try and give us his view of why they are also planning to demonstrate in New York, just outside the United Nations General Assembly. So it means that it's, MDC Alliance will be on one side and ZANU-PF will be on the other side with their friends, Gibbs.
Yeah, singakangizama ukuthi sikhulume lo Regis Charumbira sesalitshengisa umuntu osebenzisa ama-bearers check akudala lana abanye benu ladliwa imali enzima imali yachabalala sibili so-ke siyakwazi ukuthi luhlupho olunye olumangalisayo so siyabona-ke umnumzana uRegis Vusango usekhona khonapho-ke kodwa-ke loba singamboni kukhamera ukuthi ngabe ngaphi so-ke siyothi simzame sizwe ukuthi ngabe ikhangele ngaphi. I think camera yakhe ikhangele phansi. Mr. Vusango, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I'm not on the camera, but I can hear you now.
Okay, so tell us, you are supposed to be going to New York tomorrow. What are you going to be doing there?
Yes, thank you very much. I think, like I said, since the new republic came into power in Zimbabwe, this administration being led by Comrade Idi Mnangagwa, we as ZANU-PF here in North America, we initiated this culture of receiving His Excellence to each visit he makes to the United Nations. So after doing so, we heard that the MDC also wanted to come and counter, but we had invited them. If you know the likes of Comrade Den Moyo, we invited them to our meeting with the president, in which they were received very well and given time to speak to His Excellence. So it's been our culture each and every year. So we are going again. Tomorrow we'll be there in our numbers with our friends of Zimbabwe and friends of ZANU-PF. We are just going there as our culture. It's a yearly culture of standing in solidarity with the administration of Comrade Idi Mnangagwa and the government of Zimbabwe, which is led by ZANU-PF. So we are also going to meet with the friends of ZANU-PF and the friends of Zimbabwe, who are coming from some from South America, some from Eastern Europe, and some from China, and some from African countries who stand in solidarity with Zimbabwe during the times of economic collapse, and also now during the times of celebrating the achievements that His Excellency Comrade Idi Mnangagwa is bringing to Zimbabwe, and also to congratulate Britain for his visit next week. So I think we are going to be very in a jovial mood tomorrow, as we are going to celebrate all these things that this new administration has brought to Zimbabwe. Thank you.
But there are some that are complaining that the president actually promised that they will vote, even if they're outside the country. And so they're saying those are some of the broken promises. What's your reaction to that?
Yes, like we said, it's a process. There's a lot of things that need to be considered. It's not just going to be a walk in the park. I think you have heard the Comrade Paraza mentioning that Zimbabwe has got citizens who are actually in almost every country in the world. Even in the smallest islands that you can name of, for example, the island of Fiji. We got Zimbabweans in Fiji where it's very difficult for you to go there. So we are going to manage this process carefully and meticulously, but we need time to do that. So we are not going to rush into this, but we are not going to react because of any political protest or any way of trying to vindicate the government into doing things that are not well planned. We are going to make sure that when the diaspora vote is considered, it is going to be done in a perfect manner so that there won't be any side effects or anything that is going to cause the children of Zimbabwe to be unhappy with the results. We are tired of those that are complaining about or contesting the elections that were done, and we are not going to repeat this thing again. So we are going to the government is going to take their time and consider all that need to be considered before we can just throw the diaspora vote out there. Thank you.
Yes, Marvelous, go ahead.
Musati maenda zvenyu vacharumbira asi tinoona imi mamuri kushora kuti MDC Alliance iri kuratidzira mangwana asi tiri kuonawo imi seZANU-PF muchange muchiratidzira sei zviri kufamba zvakadai.
Sister Marvelous, can you speak up a little bit? I'm sorry, I can hear Brother Gibbs more than you. I heard a little bit of what he said. If you may come again.
Gibbs, if you can ask him in English and he can respond in Shona.
So I think the question is the MTC will be protesting at the same time and you guys will be protesting there. So what's your take on what is being done by the MTC that is going to be protesting there?
Okay, so she wants me to put it in Shona or in English?
Yeah,
in Shona, just briefly.
All right, Iowa, tinotenda zvikuru. Yes, isu tichange tichita zvatinogara tichita segwara remusangano weZANU-PF kumira nepati yeZANU-PF nemukuru wenyika Comrade Idi Mnangagwa kuNew York. Tine mafambiro atinoita tinogara tichita every year. Tinozonopedzisira musangano wedu paUnited Nations headquarters patinozoadresana nedzimwe nyika dzinosapota Zimbabwe dzakasiyana-siyana dzinobva kumakontinenti akasiyana. Hatisi kufambira MDC Alliance. Handifungi kuti tinotombozorecognize kuti vanenge varipo, asi kana tikasangana navo along the way vari muway yedu, aiwa tinotaurira navo tichifamba tichina mberi. Isisi hatisi musangano weviolence, hatiiti zvemavanguard eviolence. Saka tiri tichikumbirawo kuti ivo veMDC Alliance kana shungu dzavo dziri dzekuda regime change ngavamirire maelection a2023 tiri kunoona nemukuru wenyika government Zimbabwe. Saka tiri tichikumbirawo
I think he's getting cut off somehow. Mr. Musango, we can see you now. You're getting cut off, so I think there was an issue there. So let's wait until he comes. Maybe let's go to Mr. Charumbira. Mr. Charumbira, so there you are. Sorry, Mr. Tsokora. Can you react to what this gentleman is saying?
React to, because this gentleman was just rambling. There's nothing really of note that he said. I mean, how do you react to a government that is saying that they can demonstrate, but they don't want to allow other people to demonstrate? And what makes me, what is amazing is ZANU-PF and December 12 movement, they always demonstrate when we have our own demonstration. The United Nations General Assembly stretches for 2 weeks or 3 weeks sometimes. It will be there until the 30th. When we have a demonstration on the last weekend of the United Nations General Assembly, like on the weekend of the 28th, you will find that December 12 movement and ZANU-PF will follow us on that date and they will come and demonstrate on that day. This time around, we said we want to demonstrate on the first weekend of the United Nations General Assembly, and they follow us on that date again. So it means here what they are doing, their mission is not to demonstrate against anyone or anything. They are demonstrating against the people of Zimbabwe. We are representing the people of Zimbabwe. So every time we have ZANU-PF and Emerson Mnangagwa hiring mercenaries, hiring Americans, because they don't have enough Zimbabweans here to come and represent their whatever they are saying they are demonstrating there for. So they hire Americans to do that. So I'm surprised that Mr. Regis is coming here and eloquently saying that we'll be demonstrating, and then he's lambasting the MTC and other Zimbabweans for doing the same thing that they are doing. So this we just continue to tell Zimbabweans all over the world that it's our right to vote as Zimbabweans in the diaspora. In fact, next year we are going to expand these demonstrations so that every Zimbabwean who is in every diaspora nation will be demonstrating. And then we'll see if they can hire more December 12th movement to go and protest against those Zimbabweans that will be protesting outside America.
Lokukhulumayo ke umnumzana Dawunda Sokora MTC Alliance ukhuluma ngakho ke ukuthi abantu bayatshengisela kusasa eNew York batshengisela ke besithi ibandla elibusayo lehlule ukuthi lenze abantu ukuthi bavote kukhetho oluzayo njalo bafuna ukuthi kwenziwe konke lokhu kungakafiki 2023 ngaleso sikhathi bekwenza abe-MTC Alliance labanye kukhanya ngani ke i-December 12 movement kanye labantu be-ZANU-PF babetshengisela ngesikhathi esifanayo. So uzokona lapha ke uthi okumangalisayo ukuthi ibandla le-ZANU-PF lijalo ukuthi abantu abadlelana labantu bemazweni bangani badoswa ngomkhala. So which means ukuthi kathesi ibandla le-ZANU-PF sebelidosa ngomkhala sibili sokuzima. So ke singazimavela sisiya phambili ukuthi ungathini ngodaba lolu.
Aiwapo tanga tiri kunzwa vatawanda Jokora uyezve tanzwa kubva kuna vaRegis acharumbira veZANU-PF vese tiri kuona vari kutaura kuti mangwana vachange vari kuratidzira panze pemuzinda weUnited Nations General Assembly tichiona veZANU-PF vachiti ivo vachange vakabatana negungano kana kuti sangano reDecember 12th movement vanova ivo vagari vemuno muAmerica vanoshamwaridzana nebato reZANU-PF. Vataura zvakare vacharumbira kuti vaEmerson Mnangagwa vari kutarisirwa kuenda kunyika yeBritain svondo rinouya, saka vati pavanenge vari kuNew York vachange vaine mhembero yechiitiko ichochi. Tichinzwa zvakare kubva kuna vadzokora vachishorawo kuti aiwazve vacharumbira havangati ivo zviri kuitwa neMDC zvakaipa, asi ivo seZANU-PF vachiratidzirawo.
Yes, siyalibona ke ukuthi udaba lolu ke luyatshisa kunyomangalisayo uvusa ngube buyile futhi khonapha kodwa ke ungazani ukhathekile lamhla ke ungani ule nkinga ye-network. So i-network siyaxolisa kakhulu ukuthi bahlala ngesikhathi eside kodwa simzwini ukuthi besithini, besithi ke ibandla lakhe libandla elilokuthula, libandla elenza konke kumele likwenze. So singazibona zani ke uJokora ulomnye ubaba amelayo, mbona zani ngubaba ongabe khuluma isintu. Baba uJokora
ndaida kuti kuradze vamwe vatosvika pano vadzifambira nyaya dzacho. Ndina Dr. Ranga pano, ndina Mr. Munjanja pano, vangotaurawo 1 or 2 words paprogram yatinayo.
Yes, just one word. Let's hear Mr. Munjanja. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Tiri kusangana pano tichisangana for MDC Alliance Provincial Council. Tichazosangana zvakare neCitizens Convergence yemangwana tichiratidzira kuti toda kuti Zimbabwe ive nyika inotongwa ine rusununguko nekubatana kwakanaka, kwete kuramba tichidzvanyirirwa zvatiri kuramba tichiona. Saka mangwana tinenge tichiratidzira nevana vezvizvarwa zveZimbabwe. Thank you.
Yeah, you can say that again. Dr. Ranga, yes. Go ahead, Dr. Ranga.
Maybe let me ask a question to Dr. Ranga.
Go ahead.
My viewers, maZimbabweans ese kwese kwamuri tikutarisira kuti munenge mune isu mangwana kuti titaurire pasi rese nehurumende yeZimbabwe kuti it's high time tibvumidzwe kuvhota. We have a right to vote as Zimbabweans wherever we are in the world. So we are looking forward to a lot of us coming together tomorrow, like Mr. Mjanja said, citizens converging for change. That change starts tomorrow in the diaspora. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I don't see any social distancing there, right? Dr. Ranga? So on that note,
But go on, Mr. Gibbs.
yes, on that note, we end our show today. We thank our guests. Yes,
Tava immunity, life gets back to the new normal.
thank
If
you.
the question next to Chief Kudai, it's because we are vaccinated.
Thank
So
you.
I encourage Zimbabweans, wherever you are, please get vaccinated if you are not vaccinated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On that note,
Thank you.
we thank our guests this evening, Mr. Tawanda Tsokora, and we also wish to thank Mr. Dan Moyo and Mr. Regis Vusango of ZANU-PF. Signing off is Gibbs Dube in Washington, D.C., saying good night, Zimbabwe.
Marvelous Mhlanga Nyahuye saying have a very good evening. I was actually going to ask Dr. Ranga about COVID-19 and then how the whole protest will go, but he just answered us that he's vaccinated.
Time up,
and
Marvin.
so are the people. So let's meet again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.